I am not a figure guy. I would like to show you 3 figures that I have purchased recently. I got this King Conan Mezco 112 figure. It's fun. I got this kind of OG Mando figure. And I found this Namor figure at an Ollie's for $10. This was on sale from Amazon for, I don't remember, 15. This guy was expensive. I didn't plan on getting him, but everyone in the toy community, or not everyone in the toy community. I watched some videos on YouTube, and the videos that I watched, people in the toy community seemed to like this guy. So I figured, I'm a big Conan fan, so I figured, hey, let's bite the bullet. Let's check it out, see what it's about. And I got him. This guy, there are some pretty cool figures of the Mando and the Beskar armor. And I thought about picking like the good one up, if you will, but it's pretty expensive too. And I was like, well, let me just slow my roll. I'll start out with this $14 guy. And yeah, I have no time to pose them and set them up, but maybe one day I will. So those are cool. This King Conan comes with a bunch of switch outs. I'll show you some of those here. A little fur coat, cloak, kind of a royal cloak, different head sculpts, bearded Conan, got a cool shield. One thing I thought was really cool, it came with this torch. It's pretty cool. I tried to model him kind of like on the King Conan #1. Tried to get him looking like that. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't envision myself becoming a figure guy, a toy guy. Never say never. Do I have a fun haul? I have hauls from all over the place. I have eBay hauls, my comic shop hauls, local comic shop hauls, DCBS pre-order hauls. Let's start with those. They're the newer books. They're the, I don't want to say they're the least fun. Are they the least exciting? Maybe. Conan 18 from Titan Comics. This Your Hunter from the Future, 3 of 4 and 4 of 4, and that will complete it because it's 4 of 4. So that's done. Antarctic Press, black and white innards. Don't know anything about it. It's I don't know. Picked up this free comic book day from 2024. I needed to add this to the collection. This is from Titan. I wasn't able to get it in 2024, so I'm getting it now. It's a cool cover. Roberto de la Torre. It's the Battle of the Black Stone tie-in. So, throw in my books. So I now have, with that, and probably you'll see some other stuff come up. I now have that complete. So, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was collecting, I have all the, well at that point I had all of the Titan Conan run. And I just kind of phased out. I don't have time to read. I have them all. I want to read them. I've heard very good things about them. But, you know, time is precious and I just don't have time to read that much anymore. But anyway, so I stopped collecting single issues. So I was pre-ordering them from DCBS. And I was like, you know what? I'll just get the trade paperbacks. That'll be easier. I think that they might be coming out with, I think they're doing standard-sized hardcovers. It'd be cool if they did some nice deluxe editions. Because I think now, well, I don't know. But, you know, trade paperbacks, they collect the first however many. Anywho, this is all to say that I backtracked, and I was picking up, we'll just show some stuff. I picked the first story arc of Dick Tracy, but I missed issue 1. So I went ahead and picked this up. This is from my comic shop. It's a near mint. I backtracked and got this Conan the Barbarian number 19 with a nice cover there. I like that cover. So I think as of right now, I don't know if I have any more of those to show, but as it stands, I have the first however many trade paperbacks of Titan in single issues. So if I want, I can just start collecting all of the trade paperbacks, or start with what, there's probably like 6, 12, 8, there's probably like, I think I have up through 21. So maybe I have the first 3 or 4 trade paperbacks. Anyway, I can start collecting those. I also picked this up from my comic shop. Savage Sword of Conan issue number 4. I did decide, this is a wraparound. I really like a magazine format. So I'm going to keep on collecting the Savage Sword of Conan magazines. And I pre-ordered this one, and for some reason, I can't remember what it said. They didn't get all of their stock or something. So I pre-ordered it, but I didn't get it. So I went ahead and found this on my comic shop. The Titan Savage Sword of Conan stays true to the original Savage Sword of Conan magazines, all black and white art. It has different characters. Solomon Kane. Obviously Conan's in there. This looks like a Solomon Kane story. Dark Agnes. I think this is a character that they introduced in the Conan run proper. Let's see if I can see what all this is in. Solomon Kane, Abrissa. That's probably, I'm assuming that's her, Abrissa. And then there's Dark Agnes, El Borak. I don't know. I think that has their names there. Here he goes. That's this guy. The little Indiana Jones adventure type guy. Anyway, so I think I'm going to keep collecting the magazines. Because as I said, I am a fan of the magazine format. So that might be fun. But I think I might call it quits on the single issues of the proper run. So I picked up those. Oh, alongside those, with that My Comic Shop order, I found this book. I don't know. Let me see what year this is from. It's a Golden Age that I found for $11. That's right. A Golden Age book for $11. Plus I think it was shipping is $8 for all of that stuff. What's this say? 1952 book. It's a pretty cool book. It's an Everett Raymond Kinsler cover. It's just really cool. Captain Steve Savage fights the Red Raiders from Shangpo. Obviously, there's some schmutz there. That's not coming off. I don't know. It got burned or something. But I thought that was a really neat cover. Really cool. Nice, this 1952 fighter jet blowing up the tank. Cool explosion. Korean soldier on the front. We got I like silhouettes and I like planes. So I like plane silhouettes. Got those in the background. Cool green cover. The explosion popping. Not cool. $11. It's nice and intact. So I was excited about that. That was cool. I had all that stuff in my cart. Like I said, I kind of decided to go backward and pick up some of those single issues. So then I was scouring. I probably looked in like newly listed and went sorted by year, and this popped up. What do they grade this? A GVG, so a 3.0, and I imagine it's mostly because of that right there. So, like I said, it's a nicely bound book. Other than that schmutz in the corner. These I got from eBay. Got them in 2 lots. It was a while ago, so I'm not going to remember what was what. Let's start off with the doubles. I don't know if these are the doubles, if I bought these or if these were coming out of my collection. I don't know, but anyway, we'll see those later because they're doubles. And these, I think, came from the lot. I think the books I already had were better than these. And the reason I bought one of these lots, well, one of the reasons is I knew there was some doubles, and this book right here was in that lot. It's Conan 192. Man, I was hoping it was a very nice grade, and it's decent. I can't remember if I I have 3 of these now. I can't remember if this is the middle best one or the least best one. Anyway, I figured I'll package these up. We'll sell that, kind of make our money back a little bit, because one of the price with the shark book, that can be a pricey book. It depends. I think it's a lot of it's timing. But because it can be anywhere from, man, you could probably get that for $8 or it can go for 30 bucks, maybe even more. So I can't remember off the top of my head, did I write on some of these? I think they broke down. One of the lots was $3 per book, and another one was, I don't know, it was maybe 5 or so. But I figured, again, with the selling of the shark book and the doubles, that would bring that $5 per book cost down. If I can find these books in good condition for $3, that is fantastic. So I jumped on it. So what we have is Savage Sword of Conan, 85. It's a pretty cool cover there. Jumping in on a horse, saving the damsel from the... You can always tell it's a bad guy. I mean, he's trying to kill this woman who's chained up. I mean, that's kind of a dead giveaway, but they always give him that, like, that curvy dagger. So, got 99. Joe Jusko cover. Decent amount of Juskos in here. 100. I've been working on this. I kind of need to prioritize a little bit the lower numbers. 117. I have the last book can be a key. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it can be a key. That would be one that if you're not a Conan fan, and what's the... I think it's, is it 235? I don't know off the top of my head, but the last issue in this can go for decent amounts of money, and I don't want to pay a decent amounts of money just because it's the last issue in the run. So I still don't have it, but the earlier ones, like I have number 1. I think number 8 can be pricey. It's kind of an iconic cover. It's where he's tied up to the cross, if you will. It's 121. I think that's was that a double that I already showed that one? Anyway, 122. Some of the covers are, I'm just going to say it, not good. If I saw this, first time I wouldn't pick this up if this was the first time I ever saw any Conan. Same with this one, 123. No offense, whoever did that. I couldn't draw it. 124 or 131. Joe Jusko. These are from 1986. Again, I've paid about $3 for these, I think. I don't think this was part of it. I think I already had this one, so I think 133 came in there. We saw this as a double, so I think this was one that came with it, because I'm pretty sure I already had this book here. Were they 220 now? I feel like maybe they were 228. I could have sworn I already had this one, but I didn't. So I really like this cover. Probably because it's an Earl Norm. An Earl Norm, in my opinion, which is the truth, does the best Savage Sword covers. He does other great work too on other titles, but he's battling all these lizard guys. Babe with a skull in the foreground. Classic Conan. Let's see if I can maybe make it less glary. I don't know. Hopefully it'll still be bright enough to see all that detail. 189. I don't know if this came with it, but I'll show you 188 because it's cool. Earl Norm. This was a double I showed. 190. Anyway, I'm trying to work on this run. Need to maybe prioritize the earlier ones. Actually need to finish the Savage Tales run. I've been slowly chipping away at that. I don't have too many more to pick up. Wow, she's like sobbing, I think. She like have a bunch of tears in her eyes. Nah, she's just scared. I don't know about her pigtails. It's kind of weird. That's a cool cover, though. Joe Jusko. And last, Savage Sword, 201. It's a cool one, too. It's a pretty good dent in that. Well, I mean, I don't know. How many books is that? However many books that is. 15 or so. Yeah, it's a pretty lengthy run, 200-ish. Man, I'm trying to think of that last issue now. I don't know. Anyway, they're cool. Black and white interiors. Even when the cover's not cool, the interiors are pretty solid. What should I show next? I went on a vacation. I took my wife and I and Grammy took our kids to local-ish, about an hour away, the zoo. Anyway, I made them let me go to a comic book shop. I didn't really find much. I've been to this place before, and now it's very much, even more so than what it was. They do probably like not board games, but Magic probably, and then like Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that, tabletop style gaming, and they probably have more, at least 30 long boxes, probably be more. 30 to 50? Man, that's like a big difference, Jeremy. I don't know. They have quite a few long boxes, but nothing is alphabetized. And they're long boxes that are on like, deep shelves. And they're all like stacked and crammed together. So you kind of just have to pull the front out, and then it like, tilts down. So then you're like holding the heft of the long box while you sift through. And like, it would be one thing if they were alphabetized and categorized or together in some fashion. I was like, you know what? I'm not sifting through all of these. I don't even remember how I found these books. Maybe I just hit up a couple, no, because the titles, maybe I just lucked out. I have no idea. Anyway, I was checking out, and then I saw this book up in, I don't know, it was maybe a $1 box up at the counter. And I said, oh, cool. Yeah, I have that book, but it's, what has some water damage on there. So I said, I want a better copy. This is, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. I think it's the first appearance of Marv. Is that his name, Marv? Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of Home Alone. That's Marv. And anyway, it's a special edition. So I was like, oh man, special edition, polybagged, has this cool thing on the back. It's not really worth anything, but it's still a cool book. Happy to pick that up. I have found this book. I sold it. And yeah, $2. It is, obviously, as you can see, it's incomplete. It's completely roached. It might be worth the $2 that I paid for it, but this is the first appearance of Nubia. Yeah, Don Heck cover, I believe. I can't show you the back of it. So I don't know why I do that. And then one thing I found, I thought this was cool. Star Smiggled War Stories, number 133. Paid $10 for this. This is my guy, Russ Heath. This is a Russ Heath cover. He did a bunch of these. Star Spangled War Stories. GIs, tanks, planes fighting, dinos. So, gave 10 for that. So, not all that exciting when I went, but, hey. What else can I show? Oh, I think I overpaid for these. But I think they're really cool, so I really don't care. I paid $12 each. I got these off of eBay, and it came out to $12. I'm trying to find some cool Golden Age Westerns, but it seems like they just, I don't know. It's like the price that they go for, I don't love them enough to pay those prices, and then they're kind of like rags anyway, so it's kind of, I feel like that's how it's been going lately, having to pay up for rags with the Golden Age. Anyway, so I have my eye on some cool Western books, but I haven't really been able to pull the trigger on any of them, so I kind of was looking at some Bronze Age stuff, obviously from the 70s, some cool Western books. Anyway, just show the book. This is The Western Kid. These are all John Sefrin covers. These are new covers, but they're all reprints. But they're all high grade. Like I said, I think they're like $12 a piece. I paid for them. Some of them are higher than others. That number one's actually probably the highest grade one. Here's number 2. Thought these were all cool. So I figured this would be kind of a way for me to get into the Golden Age Western a little bit. Maybe a little cheaper with some cool covers. I like I do like the box. I don't know what we want to call it. The art box from from this Bronze Age era of Marvel. There's number 4, and here's number 5. And I'm pretty sure that's the whole series. That one was cool. Pretty colorful, right? The stuff that they wear, too. I don't know. Got the yellow and red polka dot handkerchief on his green shirt, blue shorts. Got his wolf attacking him. He's got yellow and blue punching out the buckskin, deerskin guy. That's the big bad right back there. You can tell. He's all in dark. The dark hat. And he's got the babe in distress back there. So I thought those were cool. I really liked those covers. And they were a nice grade. And I was wanting to kind of pick up higher grade stuff. Oh, here, let me show you this low grade book. Kind of. This is from, and it goes with those. This is Kid Colt. Oh, excuse me. Kid Colt Outlaw, number 20. Oh, it's a 20 center, 160. Jeez Louise. I paid $5 for that. That's from kind of a throw. And again, I've been looking for some cool Western, but like I said, they just, I can't get a good price on them, except stuff like this. I found some Silver Age books. Those can be like $2. I don't think people really like them. So I don't know why, other than just being Golden Age, why they go for so much online. Having said that, I pay too much for books in other genres, so maybe it's just, like I said, I don't like them enough. I just want to pay the price that I want to pay for them. So anyway, this is from a local comic book shop. This guy owns 3 comic book shops in my area. One of them is more of a kind of just a pop. It's in a mall, so it's more of a Funko. I'm just gonna call it a Funko shop, and with stuff like that, pop culture stuff, and it also has comics. And then this one is more of a trading card shop. You know, Magic ran. It might be true for most comic book shops. I mean, getting a lot of their income from Magic. There's a board game shop in the area, and I think they pull good money from that stuff too. Anyway, so I don't go to this one that often, and I hit it up. Man, it's probably been close to a year since I've been to this one. Anyway, so I found that $5, that Kid Colt Outlaw. I was excited to find that. This is cool. This is the last issue, and I think it's a good price on that. The rest of these are very nice graded books. This is from 1985, so, you know, it probably should be in good grade. But $4 for this last issue of Jonah Hex, and that can actually go for a little bit of dosh there. This is cool. I was excited to find this one, as I've been talking about being a Conan fan. This is one of those books that, for me, it's a cool cover. Look at that. Actually, it's a really cool cover. Who did this? Kind of looks a little bit like Wally Wood, doesn't it? All that detail in there. I don't know who did this cover. Can I see on there? Let me look. I don't see who did it. To me, the background kind of looks like Wally Wood. I don't know about the rest of it, but anyway, I don't put a year or anything. This is, let's show it. This is one of those books that, for me, it goes for more money than I would think it would go for. It's kind of a gimmick, in my opinion. It's cool. I wanted it to add to the collection. It's the first, I guess it's a prototype of Conan. This is Barry Windsor Smith art, who, you know, Barry Smith at the time, right? Who did the first, 24, 25? Pretty shortly after that 23, 24 run. Anyway, the first couple years of Conan in his own, this is from 1970, in his own title, you know, to really begin the look of Conan. I should have grabbed an early issue, because, I mean, that's, it looks about exactly the same. But this is kind of a Marvel trial to see how fans would respond to a sword and sorcery title. And it's in this Chamber of Darkness run title, but it's more of a sci-fi bent to it. It has a gotcha. Well, maybe not a gotcha at the end. It's not a true sword and sorcery story. Maybe I said too much. But anyway, like with the helmet and everything, it very much, and obviously the same artist did it, so, but it very much looks like Conan. So anyway, this book goes for a little bit of monies because is it the first appearance of Conan? No, because it's not Conan, but that's what I'm saying. But it goes for decent money. I got it for 15. It doesn't go for 15. Not last time I looked. And this is a nice grade too. Show that off real quick. Look at that. Look at that. You see those spines ticks? No, you don't, because it's a nice copy. And I found it for $15. So anyway, I'll probably go to this place in another year or so and come out with another handful of books. I'm not done with this shop. I got some other cool stuff from there. This was cool. This goes on my, here, let's leave that one up there. This goes on the list of, one of the first artists that I really got me excited. Yeah, one of the first artists that got me excited about comic books, comic book art, stuff like that. One of the guys that I found myself gravitating toward is Jim Steranko. So I'm always on the lookout for Steranko covers. And there again, they just go for a premium because, I mean, he didn't do a ton to begin with. Anyway, so all of his covers I'm always on the lookout for. Some of them I won't get. I don't know them off the top of my head. That Polaris X-Men, the first and second appearance of her, where they did the X-Men title all slanty, where he revolutionized that font there. And I probably won't get them because, again, I'm probably not going to pay them just because they're Steranko covers. Pay the money to get them just because they're Steranko covers. Even though I think that they're awesome, especially, yeah, the second Polaris, the green one. Anywho, what books are you talking about? I'm talking about Shaun of the She-Devil. Got issues 1 and 2. Paid a total of $45 for these. And these are some Primo Supreme, nice looking books. Not a blemish to be seen. I mean, maybe a blemish or two, but I mean, high grade. They look very nice. So I think it was kind of a steal of a deal for $25 and $20 to find these fine Jim Steranko works. Not cool. Jungle Books are another genre that I haven't really got into. Again, so many of them. I like a lot of them, but I just haven't really watched them, and I don't know the prices that they should go for. So I haven't really dipped my feet too far into that. Did my feet? Did my toes? Haven't gone skinny dipping in that pool. Whatever phraseology might be. But anyway, those are cool Jungle Books. I've been feeling the Bronze Age lately, guys. I've been having a hard time finding Golden Age that is getting me excited. That's revving my engine. It's hard. There's not a lot out there. And the stuff that you find, it's either a book that, you know, not that I could take or leave. Maybe I want to own it. Maybe I really would like it. But for whatever reason, there's asking a lot of money for it. And to me, the value's not there. But, and I have a book coming up. Then there's stuff that I've paid up for. That's probably silly. But to me, it's worth it, if you will. But other stuff just blows my mind how much it is. Anyway, speaking of, kind of, I couldn't believe I found this book. This is here we go. Here's a genre that I don't really dip into either, is the horror genre. This is, I think, right? I think that this is one of the more well-known books in the Bronze horror realm. This is House of Mystery 236. And guys, when I got this in hand, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. I'm not a big horror guy to begin with. So then the people who are just like very much into horror books, hey, that's awesome. That, you know, that's one reason why why manga does so well, is because there's something for everyone. What do you like? There's probably a manga about it. And you know, back in the day when comics were for entertainment and stuff, there were different genres. You know, a little bit of everything: horror, sci-fi, mystery, romance, crime, just, you know, war, you name it, they had it. And that's really cool. I mean, we have independent now, so I'm not one of those people who's like, well, that's not true anymore. But I mean, there's independent and stuff. But anyway, obviously, especially from the big two. But anywho, this was a really cool book. I got this for $25, and I'm telling you, like, I need to do my dig and I need to do my research. This might be, I don't send books in for CGC. I bought a comic book press. I still am yet to use it. I keep talking about how I just have no time, and I really just have no time. I mean, that's not true. Everybody has the same amount of time, but there's a couple ticks up here. There, and there. Other than that, like, it's a clean copy. Anyway, I got a little bit of I don't even know if that's color breaking, really. But anyway, a nice copy, $25. This goes for more than 25 bucks. It's super cool. You know how you like, you'll see a book and you're like, wow, I really like that book. And then you'll get it, and then you're holding it and you're like, that looked better. I actually have one coming up. I still like it, but I have one where I was like, ooh, wow, look at that. That looks really nice. And then I got it in hand and I was like, I mean, I like it, but I don't like it as much as it looked. This is kind of like the opposite, where I see it online or in videos and whatnot, and you're like, oh, because, you know, but then you get it in hand and you're like, oh, that's nice. What's up with, there should be a word for that. I don't know what you would call that, but anywho. So I have like a slew of books that I would like to press and or send off to CGC, purely for monetary reasons. And that's on there, man. That's on there. But then again, I just don't have it. This would be such a one-off in my collection for the most part. But what a one-off that would be, to hold on to that. I love the ruffling on the dress. That's fantastic. His hand is grotesque. That he has choking her, like, to, you know, obviously that's grotesque. But I don't know. It's a super cool book. Something that I'd like to hold on to. But we'll see. I don't know. All right. I also went to another comic book shop that I probably hadn't been to in 2 years. And there we go again. It's more of a gaming shop at this point. He has miniatures and colored miniatures that he has done himself. And I mean, they're really cool. I don't play any of that stuff. I don't have the time. But anyway, it's a cool shop. I think that the boom is over, and, you know, they were getting in when it was hot, and now it's kind of cooled down a little bit. I think they've scaled back on a lot of stuff. Anyway, I found these for $1 a piece. Daniel Warren Johnson's Do a Power Bomb. It's another book I haven't read that I have a deluxe edition. I have number 1. Maybe I have number 2. If not, I need 2 and 3 to go along with 4, 5, 6. And I think this is the whole series there at 7. It's about wrestling, but is it about wrestling? Is it more than that? Is it deeper than that? I guess so, because people who are like, I don't even like wrestling, and this book made me cry. So I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if that would happen to me. It might. I've been known to cry during a comic or two. This is cool Frank Miller Daredevil I got for $4. Nice grade copy on that, high grade copy on that. I used to have the whole Frank Miller Daredevil run. I've sold it because I had the whole run, and I was like, well, I got the whole run. That was fun. And then I read it, and I really liked it. Really liked a lot of it. And anyway, I sold it. So whenever I can find them fairly cheap, I pick them up. Got this cool Silver Age, probably it's a 12 center anyway, Superboy 154. I thought I had seen this before, and maybe I had, and someone was just like, this is a neat cover. And then you ever do that? You're like, I know I've seen that on somebody's video before. That must mean it's worth $1 million, so I'm gonna get it. It was $350, so I'm not too worried about it. Along in that box was this. I was flipping through and I was like, that looks like a Neil Adams to me. So for $4, I'll pick it up. And it is a Neil Adams, so woohoo! All right, all right. We're kind of getting there. We're getting there. Oh yeah. These are my most recent pickups from, oh, geez Louise, stop doing that. From my most, visited local comic book shop. Anyway, we'll just get into it. Picked up this 3-pack. Obviously, it's still this isn't in a poly bag. It's like, as you can hear, it's a crinkle bag, but it's the Shazam 19 DC Universe logo variant, Aquaman 24 DC Universe variant, and then there's a book in the middle. I probably looked at it at one point. It's not like $1 million book, but this Shazam one, man, it's worth whatever anybody is wanting to pay for it. For $2, it's probably worth it. I think some are listed right now on eBay. I don't know, varying prices. I don't remember what they were, but people pay up for those DC Universe ones, and this Shazam one seems to be a little bit more on the pricey side. This might be, I don't know if these are reprints or not. Got this it's a cool cover. This cool Kubert Sergeant Rock number 14. I don't know if this cover has been used elsewhere or if it's, original to this book, but I just thought it was a cool cover, even if it's a reused one for $3. Whatever. Looks really cool. It's a nice grade. So I picked it up. These were fun. These are all Russ Heaths. I went through, I was like, hey, can I look at this this box? And he was like, well, it's all pretty much just war books. And I was like, okay, well, I like war books, so let me go through these. And there were some really cool books in there. There were a couple Golden Age books. They weren't, most of them weren't priced. A few of them were priced in the box, but I pulled some off to the side and I was like, hey, like, how much for these? Like I said, some of them were Golden Age. And what did they say they wanted for one of them? One of them was Pinup Pete. I had seen it before. I think they wanted like $2 something for that. And then another one was Marines. It was another cool, like, Pinup-y type one. Marines in Battle, maybe? I can't remember. I think they wanted $6 for that. I didn't pick those up. They were cool, but, I was kind of hoping I could sneak them in under the radar, but I couldn't. Anyway, these I probably paid market price, if not close to market price on these. They'll work with me on price. Star Spangled War Story, there's 137. Here's 130. We're going to go backwards in time here. All Russ Heath covers. Russ Heath is my guy. And anyway, he had these listed for $15 a pop. They'll work with me on price, but I don't always bargain with them. I figured if I don't always go in there and demand a lower price, they'll remember that. Maybe not. I don't know. There's 134. It's a cool one. This is my favorite one. I've been just looking for this one. This is a book that's been on my radar. One of those that I want, but gets the asking price is more for a grade that I don't think is worth it. So I'm always kind of checking this Star Spangled War Stories 128. So I was happy to find this one for $15, and it's probably in better condition than I could have found on eBay for the $15. So went ahead and paid for that. This one is Action Adventure number 2. What year is this from? I did homework on it at one point, and now I can't remember. I don't know. It's 1950 something. It's a cool one too, but look at that one. Isn't that cool? Pterodactyls don't exist, guys, I guess. So that's a pteranodon, maybe? I don't know. Let's call it a pterodactyl. Cool red cover, though. Red with the green. Yeah, that's one of my favorites from from the dinosaur Star Spangled Run. And then I found this really cool, well, it's got a authority up there, so maybe it's late 50s, mid-late 50s. Still an older book. It was cool. I like motorcycle covers too. There's a motorcycle on it, so pretty cool though. They're always smoking a cigar. That's how you know they're cool, is they're smoking a cigar. That's why I like Nick Fury. Smokes a cigar and has an eye patch. Like, come on. I remember I would do my drawings, and if I ever wanted somebody to be really cool, I'd give them a flippin' eye patch, and you knew that. Getting down, I saw this one came. This is the book I was talking about, where I saw it online, and I was like, oh, wow, look at that. That is nice. I like those colors. It's popping. It's in my wheelhouse of things that I'm into, and I like it. I paid up for it too. They had, my comic book shop had this listed at a 4.0. I still think it's better than a 4.0. Maybe not by much, but I think it's better. And I paid 70 for it, I think. Where did I put my sheet? I think I paid 70 for it. And it's this Lovers 10 center, number 42. Kind of happy to pay up for it, because I think it's such a pretty clean copy. It's still really nice. Don't get me wrong. I still really like it. But just and honestly, it's like I can't even remember what it was like on the phone, on the internet. Honestly, looking at it through the camera, I like it more than in hand. Let me look at it. It's the shiny, man. For whatever reason, the shine really, the glossy, it just comes across that way via picture. And it doesn't necessarily in hand. But I like the color fade, the ombre, if that's the right term, from the red to the orange to the yellow. We got these sweet lovers taking a stroll in the background. Nice in love with all the trees and stuff. It's a trope. It's not my favorite to have, like, you know, the people clinching and then, you know, the jilted lover crying about. Sometimes I like it, crying about it. And it's not my favorite. I prefer they're just in love. Look at, love is a great thing. Yeah. So this is probably, it's because it has the pretend code. There it is. The pretend code's on there. Nice atlas book. Number 42. What's this from? 1949. There we go. So just beat well, maybe that's from the title. Maybe that's when the title starts, though, because I don't think that the star code would be on there. Let's look. It would be on there in 49. Don't seem right. Let's see. Where's it at? 1952. I'll always love you. Some art. Maybe we could look at some of this if it's worth looking at. Pretty good condition. Nothing's really standing out to me as I flip through. I'll show you the next story. Tears for Norma Drake. The art in these romance books is very good, usually. There's some cool stuff. Usually, you know, very melodramatic stories, but they're fun. Make for a fun time, a fun read. Some of your favorite artists did romance books. What else can I show you from this book? I think it's kind of funny that out of all the things I've shown, I'm showing this romance the most. No man of my own. That'd make you sad, wouldn't it? You need a man of your own. You're worth it. You just hang in there. You'll find one. Also, they're not all that they're cracked up to be. And then you can get these really cool dresses for $9 or $11. $9. for a dress. So, like my last My Comic shop, it's like that whenever you're gonna have to pay shipping, you got to make it worthwhile, right? Even for a $70 book, you go, ooh, what else can I get? And this is classic My Comic Shop, My Comic Book Shop undergrading. The undergrading at its finest, I think. I got a couple books here. Some nice... Ugh, get off me, tape. Nice Kubert war books. What do we got here? Our Army at War 263. They call this a fine minus. And I think they're nuts. I think it's better than that. And I really like this cover. I'm going to say something that's sacrilegious. Being a war fan here is I don't always love Kubert's stuff. I could probably show a bunch of examples. This one works for me, and it still kind of has that, like, it's not quite there. But anyway, some of them have, they just feel very 1970s, you know, which there's nothing wrong with that. But some of them, I don't even know. It's like through, I haven't really given much thought. This is from 1973. But look at there, there's art by Russ Heath. Look at that. Yeah. I think I paid, I don't know, like $9 for this or something like that. Wasn't too crazy. $9, maybe $6 for the other one. Anyway, I really like this cover. Back to what I was saying. In the 70s, they have like, I don't know, there's like, they put stuff in like a dirty orange filter. I don't know how to describe it. There's maybe it came from like, they're not idealizing things anymore. They're making things a little bit more gritty and real. And they went through Hollywood happy endings, and they're like, that's not real life, man. So they're all jaded and doing like art and cinema and stuff that isn't necessarily that way. Anyway, I think this is a fantastic cover. So anyway, I stop saying anyway. I like Joe Kubert. I think he does great work, but I'm not the biggest Joe Kubert fan. Even though he's fantastic, started a school, he's one of the best and everything like that. It's just sometimes, it's just not my cup of tea. Anyway, I got this other cool Our Army at War book. That was number 263. This is number 262. I should have shown them the other way, but that's okay. They graded this an outrageous VG+. I don't know why. It's like, where? Why? Maybe it's like maybe a little tanned or yeah, that's not even tanned. It's like a little faded on the back, but like, and I know the white's right there, but do you see any spine ticks on here? Do you see any major creases, tears, cuts? No, VG+. You're crazy, My Comic Book Shop. This is another fantastic cover. These are probably one of those that you look online and it's a junk copy. There's a few though, and I have my eye on some Kubert covers that I really like, and then for whatever reason, they just go for a decent amount of cashola. Even though they're not like the oldest books, 1973. I just don't get it. When they're in decent shape, they really gas it up. But I think this is in one of the war artist editions I have. I feel like I was looking through there and I saw this spread here from Kubert. I think it's him. And mainly I'm talking like mostly his covers. That's not to speak about his interior work at all. Isn't that cool? Now we're just showing books. See, we started just showing, maybe it's because I think this stuff's fun and cool. Yeah, look at this. Whoa. All that shadow. Told you I love a silhouette. Silhouette and shadow. It's one reason why I like Russ Heath so much. Jeez Louise, that's cool. That's a cool way to show a fight there. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Very cool. Anyway, so I was excited to get those, to find those. Where's the dang? I mean, I know that's the title page. Where does it say? Oh, here we go. That's art. It's by Russ Heath. I lucked out on that. I didn't even know that. Both of those. I think I remember looking in it and remembering that one was Russ Heath. Anyway, I still think it's one of those War Artist editions. I think that's in there. But like I said, my guy Russ Heath, I always like to pick up his work when I can. Yeah, so that was really cool. And like I said, under my comic book shop, they undergraded those. I've heard that from a YouTube video person that that's not necessarily the case anymore. Their patented undergrading is not exactly what it used to be. Last few books, but they're the best books. You got to save the best for last. How do I want to do this? I don't know. Oh, geez Louise. Let's kind of do an every other sort of situation here. I got this 1953. I think all of these are 1953. No, that's not true. But a lot of them are, because I've made this video before. I've made a couple videos, and I just, I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, I'm not posting that. So anyway, so you've had to wait even longer than what you normally have to wait. But I'm excited here. I think we'll post this one, because whatever. This is a book from 1953. I've had my eye on this one for a while. Oh, biscuits. I looked up who did this cover after I said it wrong the last time I did this video, and now I don't remember who it was. Anyway, 1953 book. Fawcett Publications, so maybe it's, is it Gene Fawcett himself did the art? I don't know. It's not going to say, is it? I might even look. I don't know. Anyway, I think I got a steal of a deal for this book. This is Battle Stories number 8. Isn't it kind of funny? Like, you start out looking at Golden Age and you think that it's rare, but then you start seeing the same books all the time. This has a pretty hard bend here. Not a bend. What do you call it? I'm totally blanking. I'll think of it later. Spine roll. And I wondered if that was part of the reason it was like that. Also, it's a little roached out here on the edges, but I mean, not bad, and it's not brittle or anything like that. It's nice and solid. Anywho, what's the book? Battle Stories number 8. This is one of those books that just pops, I think. In pictures, in hand. It has one of those coloration. What do you call it? I don't know. Like especially like with his face and everything. I don't know. The colors are crazy. Oh, Korean back there is getting a rifle butt to the face. Looks like he got taken by surprise. He ain't long for this world. Got a knife coming in from this GI. All that smoke and carnage in the background. Obviously, it's dramatically red. $30 I paid for that. Steal of a deal, if you ask me. From 1953. Wow. Very cool. I think that book goes for more than that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it should. Maybe it shouldn't. But I paid $30 for it. Happy to pay $30 for it. I would have paid more for it. I don't know if it's just the spine roll or what, because it's... Doesn't that look nice? It looks nice. Whew. Let's leave it up. Let's leave it up while we look at this other stuff. I am known for... I'm not known for anything. I don't know how many people will watch this. But anyway, if you watch for any length of time, I like Conan, I like war books, I like love books. Partly because like you can get some really cool stuff. And it won't break the bank necessarily. It can, as with anything, especially grade dependent, depending. But anyway, I've had my eye on this book for a while. This is also from 1953. I paid $42 for this book. This is like Jerry the Jitterbugs. You know, can Golden Age be had for less than a tank of gas? And by gum, I think we're showing that it can't. All of these, most of these that I'm about to show, fall into that. And like cool books. And the difference between the books he shows and the books I'll show is a lot of times his are, no offense, Jerry, you fix them and make them beautiful and great, but they're kind of dogs, man. But they're older than these, and it's a superhero book, a well-known superhero. So that's a big difference. Not too many people, not as many people collecting war and romance books, but get on with it. This is Girls Love Stories 22 from 1953. There's a slew of romance pool covers. This is one of them. This is one of my favorites. There's a really cool Al Hartley one that I was looking at picking up just pretty recently. It got away from me. But anyway, like I said, 42 bucks. Is that what I said? Or am I getting my 22? Yeah, 42 bucks I paid for that. Isn't that a great cover? They're smooching in the pool. She's on a little life preserver. Just for a little splash of color, we got the red and yellow sunshady umbrella with our palm trees. Got their hair. Their hair's always great. The color, we got green, swimsuit poking out. Very cool cover. Very fun cover. Moving on. We go from fun in the sun, to the complete opposite. Again, from 1953. This might be my first Wally Wood. No, I have other Wally Wood stuff. But like Golden Age Wally Wood, probably. This might be my first Golden Age Wally Wood. And I got this for $28.50. $28.50 from 1953. A Wally Wood book. Frontline Combat, number 13. And it is a nice one. Something's wrong with this book. Did I write it down? I don't know. It's like got a pop staple or something like that. Who cares? Because look at it. That's another thing in my wheelhouse. We'll talk about it coming up as well. Just a couple books left, by the way. We're almost at an hour. I would rather have a lower technical grade book that presents better than a technical higher grade that presents worse. Detached bottom staple from the cover, whatever. Like, who cares? Like, I'll be careful if I ever read it, when I read it. And but if I'm ever going to be looking at it, hanging it up, just admiring it, then it looks nice. So yeah, obviously EC Publishing here. Not having a good day for these gents, whether they deserve it or not, you know, hey. But got these cool Zeppelins in the background. Fireball up there. Got our Wallace Wood Siggy. Got our church bell tower up there, of course. Bombed out rubble. Isn't that cool? You know what I mean? Super nice book. Yeah, let's see if I can find out. I don't know. Something's wrong with it. Oh yeah, I saw this. Look at this Jack Davis. Jack Davis is cool too. Look at that. All this red. Look at that. Look at it. Isn't that nice? Here's some John Severin. Of course, doing some nice Western story. Look at that. You know, EC famously drawing in the artists of the time and giving them, George Evans, giving them credit for their work. Anyhow, a couple more to go. Yeah, it's almost like I don't know if both staples are detached or one is. Anyway, but that's why I got that for $28.50, but it don't look like it's anything wrong with it. So 1965, we're gonna blast forward 12 years, and I got this one. Did I pay that much for this? $65 I paid for this book. This is one of the more well-known romance books. This is Young Love 49. It's got this purple little OR scene here. Got the girl crying, tears in her eyes, pleading with, we're going to assume he's a doctor. You'll hate me when you see what a coward I am. I can't operate. Yes, you can, Val. You must, for the sake of a man's life and our love. So, nice dramatic cover here. Like I said, this is one of the more well-known, more sought-after books. Got this pop and Young Love title in green, set against this. It's like shadowed, muted purpley, though. It's a nice cover. Must be a Ramita Senior here. Look like it to me. So, yeah, I was excited to get that. It's a good deal on it, I think. And then my last book. This is one of my most recent books. Big pickup here. Paid a decent amount of money for this. Like what I was just talking about, though. I'm going to have to be careful with this one. It presents better than the technical grade because it's essentially cover split. Pretty roached on the inside. Just want to see it from 1952. Might just put it back in the bag it came in. I don't know if I've taken this out yet. I'll have to give that a perusal. But it looks pretty decent. I paid decent for it, though. You know, I like to give prices because it gives an idea if you're not really into this, kind of what books might go for. Anyway, this is War Comics. Speaking of one of the more sought-after war books, I think this is, or sought-after genre books, I think this one qualifies. This is a great Russ Heath. Yeah, Russ Heath cover for War Comics 11. For whatever reason, gruesome war covers, they go for some money. When that gruesomosity has to deal with flamethrowers, oh, that price goes up even higher. Anyway, this is one of a handful of flamethrower covers. We got a burned body here. Guy's obviously screaming. There's our Joe doing the work. He's putting them out of their misery, cleaning up after. We got, I can't tell if it's here. Let me look. I don't know if that's a good guy or, I think that's probably a good guy. I don't know. With a grenade in the background. Ready to lob that. Kind of a horrific cover. I think that's partly why it goes for some money. And cool books, man. Great covers. I paid, I don't know, 2 or 3 something for this one. It's still decent. You can even see there. Yeah, I don't know if it'll show up. But it's splitish. But presents really nicely, I think. Obviously, there's a chip up there gone. A little chip down there in the corner gone. But other than that, looks fantastic, I think. The colors pop. Nice and bright. And that's what I was talking about. Russ Heath and his shadows and everything. I don't know if that's credit to him. I don't know if it's his colorist. I don't know the inker or what. I don't know enough about art to know, but it's got to be something that he's putting into cross-hatching, shading, to signify that at the very least, because a lot of his work has dramatic shadows and lighting, and so I can't imagine it being coincidental that it's that way. I read an interview with him. He's also well known for some grayscale covers. I don't think I have any close by to show, but if you know, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there was a slew of DC books, that well-known war books, well, highly coveted, somewhat coveted, there's like a gray wash, gray tone wash on these covers. Anyway, he's not a fan of that look, and people like it. I like it, and but he didn't care for it. I can't remember his reasoning exactly, but you know, aesthetics and artists and things like that. But he wasn't a fan of that look, and some of his best covers and well-known work are that way. This evidently, clearly, is not one of them, but popping colors. The lighting is fantastic. I've had this one on my radar for a while, not necessarily this copy. I let one go by on accident one time. I can't remember what happened. Somebody got a great steal on this book. I don't know, a year or so back. This is a book that comes up, you know, not this, you could probably go on eBay and buy one right now, but it'll be like, you know, whatever grade it is, and someone wants $900 for it, or whatever the price or the case may be, maybe even more, I'm not sure. But it doesn't, newer copies don't come up all that often, every few months or so. But I mean, so again, a lot of this Golden Age stuff is not the most rarest of rare. Like a lot of books, it's just whether things pop up in the condition that you find affordable, and the eye appeal is nice enough on them, and hey, you can always upgrade. So that's my haul. It was a fun, cool haul. I got some very cool books. I was happy with all of these. I think, you know, sometimes you overspend for stuff, and that's okay. It's all for fun. And yeah, stay within your means, I guess. But look at that. Isn't that cool? Anyway, just like you, more books are on the way.